you're feeling today.
Well, I'm feeling good today, but, like, my mom always says how bad guys are.
Okay.
But, like, she doesn't really mean it, like, don't go out with guys, I don't want you doing that. Like, just, she's, like, warning me.
Okay.
Because, like, there's a lot of guys out there that just want sex, and they'll leave you if you have a child, or won't do anything to help you at all, or, yeah. But I know there are some guys that are actually pretty good out there. And it's really hard to find them, so my mom just kind of says, boys are bad.
Okay.
So, I don't know, I've gone down a few roads with dudes that were not good.
Okay.
But I'm completely done with them.
So looking at it more from a positive light, how have those experiences with some of those guys in your life kind of taught you differently, or how do you have a different perspective now, looking back?
Well, I know not to be so fragile, like
Okay.
to let a guy control me. Like, if they want me to go somewhere with them, I'll be like, no, I'm staying here. I don't want to go anywhere with you because that's creepy. Like,
Okay.
the dude wanted me to go, like, all the way out to his house on the transit,
Mm-hmm.
even though I barely know how to use the transit. And I was going to do it, but then, like, I knew that he wouldn't, like, help me back or anything because he's, like, a jerk. And he just wanted to, like, have fun. But that never happened. And I know that if I ever, like, get into a situation about that, then, like, I call my mom, or I'll be like, I know I screwed up, but I really need help. And I know my parents are always there for me, which is a good thing. But they're getting old.
Okay. Well, and that's something, kind of looking back at what we've talked about, you've mentioned your family as a support system. Even building off what we discussed last week, you seem to have a good handle on things at home, even with some of the difficulties there. But you've always mentioned that your mom and dad feel really supportive of you.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
they do. Like, they always give me stuff.
That's good. And then what I also gathered from that story is you sounded pretty assertive. It sounds like you recognize how to kind of speak up for yourself. So how has that helped in a lot of situations in your life? Maybe not just with boys. Maybe it could be school or friends.
Well, I know not to let anyone really hurt me.
Okay.
Because if they do, then they win, and I'm not a loser.
So tell me about that.
Like, if someone called me ugly or something, I could easily counter that. Because I'm a big mouth. Like, I can come up with, like, the best comebacks. And I know that, like, I could say something that would hurt them. If, like, it was like, a big fight or something. Like, then, of course, I'm going to be a douche and throw everything I have at them.
Okay.
And I'm not, like, I can't let someone else win. Like, I'm very stubborn. I don't know the word for it. But.
Stubborn? Okay. No, stubborn could work. I can see where you're going with it. So you feel, from what I'm gathering, that it almost sounds a bit like retaliation. So if you feel as though you're being insulted, maybe your coping mechanism is to kind of do the same in return.
Yeah.
And you mentioned saying hurtful things.
Yeah,
so tell me, though, how does that make you feel?
Well, I know who to not be with if that ever happened. So I think it's kind of a positive thing if you find out someone's really a jerk and, like, you know to stay away from them.
So if you weren't looking at retaliating or saying hurtful things back, what could be maybe a more positive way to react to some of those hurtful things? Walk away.
Or just not let it bother me, but I don't know, I've always been in situations like that to where I have to stand my ground and stand up for myself, or else I'll look like a little priss.
Okay. Well, and it's an important quality to be able to, as you mentioned before, be assertive.
Yeah.
And stand up for yourself, but maybe recognizing when it's good to say what you need to, and then when it's better to walk away.
Like, there are some times where, like, I stop and think about what I'm saying because I don't really want to hurt them, but just kind of work around it, you know?
Okay.
Like, there was this girl who got, like, loads of compliments on her pictures, but she edits them, like, to where her hair color isn't even her hair color. Her eye color is, like, super blue, and her skin is like so airbrushed and stuff, and her teeth are super white, and like she hates me.
Okay.
From past situations where I was very immature, like back in 6th grade, and I don't very much care for her, and like I just kind of worked my way in there. I was all like, well, you're really good at editing your photos, but you should be more like yourself because you don't look like this way in person. She was like, I know that. But
Okay.
I don't know. I take pictures and I edit the lighting because my camera sucks, but like that's really all I do. I don't mess with my teeth or my eyes or anything because I don't know. I like myself. She's not very confident, but she should be. She has really thick hair.
You just made a lot of pretty valid points there. I just heard you say you like yourself.
I do.
That's a big statement for a lot of the things we've been talking about. And you also brought up another point. What did you tell me about that girl in her pictures?
She's not very confident? Or
Because she's editing them.
Yeah.
So remember how in our last session you thought everyone looks perfect all the time? That some of your friends never have a bad day, never have a bad looking day. They're perfect all the time. What could that story you just told me be an example of?
That not everyone's perfect. But she was.
What is it also? And you said exactly. You think because of how she might edit pictures that she has lower confidence. So,
I think she should have confidence though. Like even though I don't like her and she doesn't like me, she probably should have confidence. Like, I don't know, she has really thick hair.
I understand that.
That's something I've always wanted, and she has it and stuff, but she always looks at all her faults and not the good things that she has. Which is something I do, but I do see the good stuff sometimes.
Tell me more about that. You're making a lot of important points here. And as you just said, it's really easy for people to see the faults over maybe some of their better qualities. And you just gave an example of a girl who you see qualities in that you like, but she might not see them herself. So how does that kind of tie in with what happened today with Keenan?
I don't know. Like, I guess Keenan kind of showed me my good points, or like what he likes about me, so I'll like it, and I guess she doesn't really get enough compliments.
It's sometimes harder to see good qualities we have in ourselves when we do know our own flaws.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, when I'm at home, like on the weekends, like if I'm not going anywhere, I don't really like get all dolled up and stuff. So I've seen myself not look very attractive, but knowing someone thinks I'm always attractive, even though they haven't really seen my good or my bad days, like, it does help a lot when he said that. But then when you think about it, I don't know what he would think if he saw me like that. But I'm not getting into that. It was a good day.
It is a good day, and I love that you're so confident today. And that should be something, like I said, a really positive thought to build off of. Someone thinks about you all the time. And that kind of helps dispel that belief that maybe people don't think about you. So it is possible to see past maybe the bad qualities or the flaws, then for people to recognize all the good things. Just like you did with that girl. You saw that underneath it all, she has a lot of good qualities to offer that maybe she doesn't see in herself. Well, we have a few minutes, and I want to check in with school and stuff too, but I found this activity. It was actually something that a lot of different girls have used. Do you have a pen or a pencil by chance?
Yeah.
Okay, and I want to kind of look at it together because I think it's kind of a neat activity, especially with what we're talking about, finding those good exceptions in the middle of what we recognize as maybe not the good things about us.
One pen.
That works perfectly. Okay, so it's talking about what matters most. It's kind of a good exercise. So we can do it together and you can look. It says list the 5 qualities that you think matter